I could ask you questions.
And then you could ask me?
And then we could just let it take on a life of its own.
Or we could just leave.
We could get up and leave the room.
Boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba. Boom, 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 boom. So there's a song we have called Dani California, which I think is going to be the first single. And Dani California is a character. It was in the By the Way song.
I didn't realize it at the time, but when this funky groove came up, it struck me as a perfect place to actually tell a story. Like sometimes I think it's much more interesting to just tell the beginning of a story and not finish it. In a song, it's like get it started and let it just go wherever it wants to go, wherever people want it to go. It's more interesting to not give a story a beginning, a middle, and an end in every song.
Right.
It's kind of confining.
Right.
Just leave it open.
Yep.
Suggest. But with this one, I felt like this is going to be a cool story.
Right.
And I started writing. I was like, oh my God, this is about the girl that was in By the Way, Dani. And then I realized that Dani in By the Way was about the girl in Californication, the teenage bride with the baby inside. And so it, it sort of revealed itself to me that it was, it's been the same character, just kind of developing.
Well, I knew that she was from By the Way, but I didn't know she was from California.
Yeah, I didn't either until I took a look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I really like the way when John came in with that melody for the chorus. The way that it overlaps against the music is really different than...
It's different.
Different than like the way my brain would ever think of something overlapping with a piece of music.
Or Chad's for that matter.
Yeah, it's a real unique thing.
Yeah.
I've been listening to this, the first Wu-Tang album, End of the 36 Chambers, pretty much every day for the whole writing of the record. I was inspired by especially by the rhythms that the MCs were using in their raps. They were inspiring to me in terms of my guitar playing, and I was really inspired by the way that people like Jizza and Method Man and Raekwon and all those guys, they don't just go in a straight rhythm, straight according to how the drums are. They make up their own groove in the music, and I was really into the idea of a lot of rhythmic expression for this music. One night I was just sitting here, doing my usual thing of, I was playing along, like either bass or guitar along with that record, and then I thought to myself, why don't we have a song with that drum beat, and I'll just make up some chords right now to fit into that drum beat, and so that was where those chords came from. And even though the chords were written in order just to put some chords to that basic drum beat that's all over that first Wu-Tang album of boom boom ch, boom 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 ch, boom boom ch, boom 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 ch. What ended up happening was not really that different from like Sweet Home Alabama or something.
Like, even though it was supposed to be this
I think
Wu-Tang was very influenced by Lynyrd Skynyrd.